Welcome back. Today I'm going to be going over kind of the basics of Airsoft, and I've been getting a lot of questions recently about where a beginner should start, kind of what guns they should get, where they should get them, the price, anything like that. So I'm going to be going over that today.
Zombie apocalypse.
So like I said, I've had quite a few people in my personal life that I've gone and played Airsoft with ask me about kind of what they should get, where they should get it, how they get into it, how I got into it. So I'm going to start off with how I personally got into Airsoft, and that would be with this here, which I bought a mystery box off e-bike. So did a friend of mine. We both got pistols and we just started kind of playing in the backyard. And ever since then, I've personally been hooked. You can see this thing's had some wear and tear, but it's done me good. So to start off, for a beginner, where they should start, kind of the stuff they need. Of course, you're going to need some sort of gun. You know, whether any of these can work, but I'll get more on that later. Definitely, speed loaders are extremely important. You can't really play without these. It takes an absurd amount of time. I used to do that and it sucked. Depending on what gun you get, you're going to need batteries. Some of these take gas, magazines, BBs, kind of the works. Now first off, you need to get some sort of eye protection, face protection. Personally, I would recommend getting split eye protection and face protection because I had a huge issue with my goggles fogging up, and that kind of ruined the experience for me there for a while. Get a good pair of goggles. You don't have to get super expensive ones. I just got mine off Amazon. They still work great. For the lower part of your face, you know, from your nose down, you're gonna want some sort of mask. They make mesh masks. I know somebody that has a mask on it with a little mustache in the middle. You know, you can get whatever you want, whatever looks to your liking. Don't get a gas mask. I've seen that. It sucks. You sweat. You can't see. You can't breathe. Just avoid that at all costs, I would say. Now, after safety, you're going to need to get some sort of gun. I would recommend something like this here. This is just a SEMA M4, and they work amazing. For the price they are, you get great reliability. They're super, I mean, any sort of magazine that goes to an M4 works in them. Had BBs. Battery is the only other thing you'd have to buy on top of, they come with a high cap magazine. I would just start with one. I mean, there's a little wind on the bottom. You fill up BBs in there, then you can just wind the bottom and you have 300 rounds. So this one here is about a $200 gun. If you have about a $200 range, SEMA makes M4s that have slightly longer barrels. They're about $150. You could get BBs, mask, and battery within $200. I would say that is probably a really good starting point in terms of price. This here is the battery that I personally use. I use this in this gun and my Bolt AK-74U. This is an Elite Force 11-1 LiPo with 900 milliamps. And it's never let me down. I've used that all day and it just keeps working. I love these batteries. So Elite Force, LiPo, works great. The reason I suggest an M4 on top of something like a sniper rifle or shotgun or even a pistol is just the community support behind them is amazing. You can get these mid-cap magazines, which unlike the high-cap, they don't sound like a maraca, which I personally like. They hold a lot less BBs, but they're pretty inexpensive. These here I think are $8 a piece. And if you get mystery boxes, which I personally do a lot, you get a lot of these. So, number one, if your price range is about $200, I'd go with some sort of SEMA M4. I'm not sponsored by anybody, just so you guys know. But SEMA M4s, they're inexpensive, yet they work great. If you have a budget underneath that, maybe closer to $100, I would suggest some sort of pistol. This one here is about $100. I painted the slide. If you guys are interested in learning how to do that, I have a video on it. It takes green gas, which you can use propane, and a little adapter, which is about $15. And again, just a magazine or two, the pistol, and you can get out and go have fun. You can get pretty inexpensive ones. This one here is an ISSC, and it works great. I have a lot of fun with this, and I mean, there's nothing to them. They're extremely simple. Put the magazine in, and you're ready to go. For a beginner, if you just have, a couple friends, I would suggest something like this, because you can take it out in the backyard and have fun with each other. Yeah. Anyway. Now, I do have this sniper rifle sitting here. This is a custom internal sniper rifle. I completely redid the internals. It shoots great, it's fun. It's not very practical. I know there's tons of YouTube snipers videos that you guys are gonna see, and it looks like a ton of fun. It can be fun, but it's going to be extremely frustrating. I would highly suggest starting with something like this and working your way up. But, this is a sport where people can just kind of do what they want. If you really want to do that, do it. These can be more expensive. A stock amoeba like this is around $160 to get into, and you have to get higher grade BBs to even make it worth it. On that topic, we'll talk about BBs. I would suggest just getting a container of .2 BBs, and they're used everywhere. I've gone to some fields where they only let you use .2 gram BBs. So, BBs are pretty inexpensive. For all of this stuff, I would suggest going to a website such as eBike. That's where I've gotten almost all my stuff. They're great, they have a good response, pricing's good. Again, if you're looking on where to get stuff like this, go to eBike. If you want to get stuff like gloves, maybe some possibly even magazines, speed loaders, scopes, they can be pretty expensive on some of those websites. I would suggest something like Amazon. And that's pretty much the basics of it. If you guys have any questions, I'd love for you to ask them. On top of that, I would just say, just get into something. If you've been looking at it for quite a while, wanting to do it, just get something small and start from there, see if you enjoy it. If there's no fields around you, I'm almost 100% certain there's somebody in your neighborhood that would want to, play. Other than that, all the stuff you see here, minus this, is for sale on HopUp. I'll put links in the description. If you're interested in how to paint guns, do custom internal work, mystery box openings, consider subscribing. As always, thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.